Okay, in this video, I'm going to cover the material in U2A2, which is all about collecting like terms. We can only add or combine terms. Remember, terms are anything separated by an addition or a subtraction sign. So each of these four examples have two terms, or they're binomials. I can only combine the terms if they are alike. And like terms have the same variable, so x and x, and they also need to have the same exponent. So this first example, these are like terms. I can combine x and x. So if I've got one x and another x, then I've got two x. You can think about adding one apple and two apples if that helps. Same thing on the second one. I've got the same variable, the same exponent. So these are like terms. If I have 3y squareds and I get another 5y squareds, and I've got 8y squareds in total. So I can combine both of those. Here's an example of a pair of terms that are not alike because the variables are not the same. I can't add x's and y's, just like we can't put together, I guess, apples and oranges. This last example, I do have the same variable, but they don't have the exponent. Here, x is only raised to the 1. Here, x is raised to the power of 2. So they are not alike. I can't add together x's and x squared. So we can only combine like terms if they have the same variable and the same exponent. So the next important thing to know is that when I'm simplifying an expression, when your homework or a quiz or a test asks you to simplify, it just means to collect the like terms. And we need to remember first that the sign of each term, the sign before a term goes with the term. So for example, this term is not 9x, it's negative 9x. And this term is positive 2x squared. So what I sometimes like to do is group the like term together. So I look for all my x squareds. I've got a 5x squared plus another 2x squared. So in total, I have 7x squareds. Then I can look for my x's. I've got negative 9x, subtract another 4x. So remember that the sign in front of the term goes with the term. So in total, I've got negative 13x. And finally, I can do my constants. I've got positive 3. Maybe I don't know, put a jagged line to group those. So sometimes I like underlining them in different colors or shapes to group them together. 3 subtract 10 is minus 7. There's a convention in math that we listed terms from highest degree to smallest. So I'd list one as the highest exponent first and then constants at the end. But I would never mark you wrong if you listed them in a different way. Some students or teachers may like, before they collect like terms, to group them all together. So I could group my x squareds together. So I've got 5x squared plus 2x squared. And then I can group together my negative 9x, take away 4x. And then I can group my constants. I've got a positive 3 out front and then a negative 10 at the end. And then I'm just adding and subtracting each group. So I've still got 7x squared minus 13x minus 7. So if this intermediate step helps you, I recommend you use it. But the thing I just really want to emphasize is that the sign in front of the term always goes with the term. The only other thing that we looked at in this activity was we start exploring how to open up or get rid of brackets. To get rid of any bracket in math, we always need to multiply everything inside the bracket by whatever is in front of the bracket. Here, I don't see anything in front of the bracket. So what's really multiplying this bracket would just be a positive 1. So I'm multiplying positive 1 times every term in the bracket. Every term, in this case, it's a trinomial. But multiplying by 1 just doesn't change anything. So if I've got no number and a positive in front of the bracket, then opening the bracket is really easy. I can just drop the parentheses. In this second bracket, the number in front, again, I don't see a number, so it must be being multiplied in this case by a negative 1. And when I multiply something by a negative 1, the signs are going to change. So maybe I'll do this one in blue. Negative 1 times 2xy squared is negative 2xy squared. Negative 1 times negative 9 is positive 9. Negative 1 times positive 10x squared y is negative 10x squared y. So I'm always, to open up a bracket, to get rid of the brackets, I need to multiply by what's in front. And if I don't see a number, well, it's either going to be a 1 or a negative 1. A 1 does nothing to the terms inside the brackets, but multiplying by a negative 1 will change all the signs. Now I can group together my like terms. be careful here. I need the same exponents on the same variables. So 3x squared y must go with the other group of x squareds y, and the sign in front of it goes with it. Then I have xy squared, and again, the negative in front of the term goes with the term, and that's going to be grouped with my minus 2xy squared. So these are like terms. You notice they have the same exponent on the same variables, and these likewise are like terms, the same exponent on the same variables. And then finally, I have my constants. I've got a positive 15 and a positive 9. So when I group these together, how many x squared y's do I have? Well, I've got negative 7, 3 minus 10. I've got negative 3xy squared, minus 1, minus 2, and then plus 24. So my final answer is, first step, get rid of the brackets. Then I'm going to group and combine the like terms. Okay, I think that's all you'll need to know to do all the homework for U2A2, and there's a short 3-question mini quiz once you're comfortable with this material. Okay, thanks for watching.